Good evening and welcome to live coverage of the German DFB Junior Cup final in Potsdam. It's RB Leipzig under-19s against Stuttgart under-19s. A massive cup final for these two clubs for completely different reasons. RB Leipzig are in their first ever cup final at this level, similar to their seniors who are in the cup final tomorrow evening. As for Stuttgart, they are looking to tie up the double of the Bundesliga and the cup in the coming week. So Stuttgart then have had a rather amazing season, as you can tell. They are 4 times finalists already, twice winners in 97 and 2001. They last reached the final in 2002. As I mentioned, RB Leipzig, their first appearance ever at this level. So the RB Leipzig coach, Alexander Blessin, is a man who has a past with VfB Stuttgart. He said that he is fully committed to getting his boys through this final and taking the trophy home. And they've beat Andernach, Schalke, St. Pauli and Dortmund to reach this final. They beat Dortmund on penalties, and their hero in the semi, the goalkeeper Kral, is unfortunately out for today with a shin injury. However, they do have Jekyll back in contention and he starts. So this will be a big day for Niklas Müller in goal. That's worth taking a look at. And it looks as though it's going to be Leipzig to get us underway with the kickoff in this big cup final. The Bulls all in red. In white, Stuttgart in red, and away we go then with Leipzig looking to start quickly here, bombing down the left-hand side already. And Stuttgart, well, Daniel Teufel took over mid-season after the normal coach Nico Willig took over the first team. He will return in the summer, they hope, after rescuing the team in the relegation playoff. For now, Daniel Teufel has the chance of picking up silverware and, of course, the Bundesliga championship as well in the coming week. Big week for his boys. And they beat Viktoria Köln, Bayern, Wuppertal and the holders Freiburg to reach the final. They ended the season top of their regional section in the Bundesliga, 7 points ahead of Mainz. Players to look out for are Duyaku, their top scorer on 11. He's got 4 goals in the cup as well. And Hotman as well with 10 goals. So they are an attacking team, Stuttgart. Although it's Leipzig who have got off to the better start, but the first offside there for Noah Jean Holm. Decent defending there from Stuttgart. As for Leipzig, they came third in their section of the Junior Bundesliga, 11 points behind the eventual winners there, Wolfsburg. And so let's see what happens here. The opening 2 minutes have been pretty open between these two. It's Leipzig who seem to have settled better, as the ball is again sprayed out to this left-hand side. They're doing a lot of their work down here at the start, as Reuter just tries to shut the door on them there. That's really good pressure coming in from Marcel Hoppe. He has the throw-in as well. So Leipzig looking to catch Stuttgart. Cold looking to catch them. Maybe not concentrating here with all the success that Stuttgart have had so far this season. A chance here to get the ball into the box with a long throw, perhaps from Hoppe. Comes in towards the edge of the box. It's flicked on and should be cleared by Stuttgart. 14, Tom Kraus trying to apply more pressure by nodding it back in. There's an early shot there, an optimistic volley from outside the box. A couple of jeers around the stadium here in Potsdam as Leipzig tried the wonder goal in the cup final. That's what everyone is dreaming about, of course. A wonder volley from all of 30 yards, but soaring over the bar there. So Daniel Teufel is the coach there of Stuttgart. Of course, as I said, took over from Nico Willig mid-season as he was promoted to first-team coach for the run-in. Well, with 4 minutes on the clock, it's Leipzig who've been putting on all the pressure. Perhaps that's not what was expected here, given what's on the line for Stuttgart. It's a game of head tennis at the moment. Again, it's Hoppe trying to make progress down the right-hand side. It looks as though him and Reuter are going to have a real battle on their hands over the next 90 minutes. Again, Leipzig win the ball in midfield. It's just floated forward by Jekyll, returning from injury. And the Dane Bidstrup trying to thunder through midfield. And this is better from Stuttgart. A little bit of space opening up here for them on the left-hand side. And that's good defending to close off that gap there for Red Bull Leipzig. The foul coming in there from Egloff. Leipzig just trying to hold on to the ball here. Back to Niklas Müller. Good touch on the ball. He may well be a nervous man. Doesn't look like it though as he clears the ball upfield. So far, no real touches for Duyaku and Hotzmann, the danger men for Stuttgart. Slowly, though, you might feel that Stuttgart will work their way into this game. Touching midfield again for Kraus here, and the ball delivered down the right-hand side. It was Lekkonen with the attempted ball in, and it was cleared by Adonis, who has experience of a couple of games in the Bundesliga with Stuttgart, including a start against Wolfsburg a couple of weeks ago. And it looks as though the first corner will be for Leipzig. Hartmann to take here. So an in-swinger. Potential stress here for Hornung in goal as the header comes in, and it's just wide there. 7 minutes in, and the first real chance there in this game. Header coming in the end from the captain there, Luca Mack. Here just having a chat with the Stuttgart defender there. A bit of a high challenge coming in. No need for the card though, as it was Betzner. Free kick here for Leipzig, who've made a really good start to this game in 7.5 minutes. I think that Alexander Blessing can be very happy with this so far. So the free kick is just floated in towards the back stick there. And another corner given. Good early pressure here. They're really knocking on the door, RB Leipzig. So an early breakthrough here would really put the cat amongst the pigeons if RB Leipzig can score from this corner. So again, Hartmann with the left-footed delivery. And it was a really nice whipped-in delivery there, good shape. Stuttgart dealing with the cross. Looks as though they're well organised, Stuttgart, but they haven't yet really been on the attack. As the long throw comes in here, that one is away by them this time as well. And the ball just flicked up in the air there by Holm. Straight into the arms of Hornung. That's well won in midfield. Bidstrup trying to stretch there to win the ball back again. Just did enough to put Per Luckel off there. Ball back in the possession of the Leipzig team. 10th minute of the game remains goalless here in this Junior Cup final in Germany. As the whistle goes there as Stuttgart were trying to push forwards. Hartmann there, the target man. Just with the infringement. And the ball sprayed out from defence for Leipzig here. Again towards that left-hand side. Just bouncing out of play. As the ball is almost put through there, and another free kick given away, this time by Luca Mack, in a similar position to before. Let's see if Leipzig will float this in as before, or maybe go for goal. It was Holm trying the ball through, and Makkonen it was going down. The Stuttgart players do look a little under pressure now as they're lining up their wall. So it looks as though we're going to see the strike here, and it's straight into the wall by Majacek. And then on the follow-up, ball well wide of goal. It was a better volley this time, more control than that one that we saw early on in the game. But well wide of the target. So Hornung then with the next clearance. Left-footed up the park. And Holm there trying to get something on the ball in midfield, and he's in there tackling again, but the referee calling it back. As there's another late challenge maybe coming in there, the referee waving play on for now. As the ball comes out for Reuter. They've kept hold of possession here, Stuttgart. And as I say that, it's sprayed out towards the left and too far behind the player advancing. That was Umut Güneş. And they haven't quite got going here, Stuttgart, as yet. Leipzig putting in a lot of energy into this game as the ball is thrown into Makkonen by Talabidi. And the ball delivered back to Hornung. Stuttgart just trying to get a feel of the ball here as best they can. A long ball delivered up towards Hartmann. Maybe it will break for him here. It doesn't though. Tom Kraus doing well there in a tight space to find one of his teammates. As the tackles are flying in early in this cup final, as you would imagine. That time, Talabidi just pushing over Holtzmann. You can see using his strength there. A little bit too much, though, said the referee. And a chance here for Stuttgart to deliver the ball into the box for pretty much the first time. Leipzig, though, with the booming clearance. Now Bidstrup. So Local getting the ball out. At the moment, it would appear as though it's Leipzig who are still in control of the game. Of course, Stuttgart with the pressure of 2 big games in the next week. Bundesliga final up against Borussia Dortmund, who they knocked out in the semi-final of this competition on penalties. And that's lovely play down the left-hand side. Now can they find the ball in Leipzig? Well, there was a decent attempt there from Marcel Hupper. Made himself more than half a yard to deliver. Couldn't find a white shirt, though, in the box. Talabidi goes forward now for this, what I assume will be a long throw-in, by the way, shaping. Here comes the Leipzig man going down, but no penalty. Flicked on there by Holm. And that's good strong play by Majacek, but there's just a little push in the back there, says the referee. So 15 minutes gone. Goalless so far in the Junior Cup final. But an entertaining game so far. Both teams are going for it. It's Leipzig, as I mentioned, who are well on top, though, at the moment. Maybe trying to capitalise on any nerves from Stuttgart. Nice touch here. Out to the left-hand side for Hopper. And there's another nice ball down the left-hand side. What can they produce here? It's a poor ball across the edge of the box there from Mekonen. Just the flick there in midfield, not quite coming off. And a chance again for Stuttgart, perhaps, just to burst forward, which has come to an end there. Dayaku, their top scorer, just with the tug back there on the defender, Talabidi. Hasn't got into the game at all as yet, which will please RB Leipzig enormously. Ball into space towards the corner here for Leipzig, looking for the late runners. Stuttgart have dealt with that, though, very well, and they've even won the free kick there off Talabidi. Dayaku doing well to work back. And it looks as though Stuttgart just slowly but surely getting a foothold in the game. Having just to drop back slightly, though, the forward players to help out in order to do that. As again, though, we see the crossfield ball out towards that left-hand side, not quite coming off, as we see Thomas Hitzelsperger, the director of football at Stuttgart, is in the stands. seniors haven't done so well this season. There's plenty of promise here in this under-19 team as the strike comes in from Leipzig again there. It's Hartmann. And they're getting closer from range there. That just worried the keeper Hornung. So the chances then coming in this game so far for RB Leipzig. Not as yet for Stuttgart, but they are finding their feet. And that's an example of it. Just the ball flicked forwards here towards the channel. Now nice hold-up play from him. And the ball sprayed out towards Mekkonen, but just getting away from him. Again, Stuttgart with the chance through Duyaku to get away, and that's really good defending from Talabidi. They've obviously done their homework on Duyaku. Talabidi plays a big old unit up against Duyaku, and at the moment he's winning that battle. With 20 minutes gone, still goalless, which perhaps will worry Alexander Blessing that his team have been well on top, but they haven't found the breakthrough. Maybe you would be thinking this team need to score while they're on top against the side of the quality of Stuttgart. As the ball is pinballing around in midfield, it doesn't quite fall into the run there of Igloff. Hartmann now doing well to work back and finding Igloff again, and he's gone down under the challenge there, Yekl. And a dangerous looking free kick here out on the right hand side for Stuttgart. Well, there's the first good work from the striker, then delivered forward, and Yekl with the hand on the shoulder. So they need a good delivery here, Stuttgart. That's what Daniel Teufel will be looking for. So the in-swinging free kick towards the near post and away by Leipzig. Quite what they were looking for, Stuttgart. I think a bit flat with the delivery there. So Reuter with the short throw in. Plenty of pressure on the man on the ball from Leipzig still. As you can see, the Leipzig fans have turned up in their droves. They've got the geographical advantage, you'd have to say, with this being played in Potsdam. Igloff just running down a blind alleyway there. And that's really good defending from Adonis. Very strong. Out to the byline for Hartmann. It's stayed in somehow. And Leipzig under a little bit of pressure here to get rid of this ball. And the throw-in is forced right in the corner. Stuttgart just pinning them back a little bit at the moment. Both teams really gunning for this one, as you would imagine in the cup final. Hopper, who was making a lot of progress down the left, is forced to take this throw in deep. Launched forward here by Stuttgart by Mack. And that's a lovely ball to find a bit of space here for Gunesh. And again, that's excellent defending from Talabidi up against Yaku. And now maybe they can come on the counter, RB Leipzig, although that's just overcooked, that ball from Mekkonen. Just holding deep there was Per Lockel, trying to spray the ball like in a quarterback roll. He's only succeeded in finding a Leipzig shirt, although Stuttgart have soon won that back. It really is just starting to click now for Stuttgart. They're looking a lot more lively as the ball is just fed through there towards the run of Duyaku. But a little bit too much on it, and it runs all the way through to Niklas Müller, who is not taking any risks at all, diving gratefully on the ball. So these players, of course, looking to break into the first team contention. And picking up a cup at the end of the season is always a good way to shine attention on yourself coming into the close season. Both teams do very much use their academies for the first team to bolster their teams. Both are committed to their youth products. This is Aidonis, a good example of that, being thrown into the deep end in the Bundesliga in a relegation battle. By all accounts, he stood up well to it. The pace of the passing from Stuttgart has just upped in the last couple of minutes. 26 minutes in now, and goalless, but you can feel that there is a goal in the air here somewhere. Talabidi again, though, having his say there to just shut the door in their faces. Widström just sidestepping his opponent there. Just a little bit of a lull in the game at the moment after all that energy that they've expended in the opening 27 minutes. It's no real wonder here. As the heads go up, and it's offside from Duyaku, looking to get on the end of that flick from his strike partner Eric Hotman. Captain there you saw of Leipzig, Niklas Stierlin, quite glad that the offside flag was raised. Oh, that's a nice ball delivered down the left for Leipzig, but equally good defending to see it off from Stuttgart. Hotman working back again very well. That's what the front players for Stuttgart have done well in the last 10 minutes or so. As I said, just bolstering midfield, working back well. As it looks as though we could see some trouble here for Mekkonen. blocking the free kick there. Need to be taken early by Per Lokul. No need for a card though from the referee. Sven Jablonski. You can see the pitch is in excellent condition here in Potsdam for this cup final. And the final being held here, but along with the cup presentation this evening to the eventual winners, both sides will be invited as well to the Senior Cup final tomorrow, where they will receive their medals. That's a nice touch for the under-19 players. Of course, Leipzig, the seniors, in the cup final up against Bayern tomorrow night in Berlin. So a big weekend then for the Leipzig club. They'll be looking to get off to an ideal start tonight by beating Stuttgart. It's coming up towards half an hour played here and still no goals. Just see the discussions going on the bench there. Alexander Blesin. That's Niklas Müller just replacing the ball there before taking this goal kick. Need either a moment of magic or a mistake here, I think, to get the breakthrough in this first half. So far, both teams have been very concentrated in defence, not allowing any space at all for the attackers on either side. Stuttgart with just a little bit of defending to do again here. So Talabidi then just faking the throw. Looks as though he's actually going to go long. In it comes. Cleared by Stuttgart, and again. So Stuttgart then, as I said, going for the double. This is the first part of it. Would be historic, the first team to ever do it. And then next week, so in 9 days on Sunday, they face Borussia Dortmund in the Bundesliga final. Ball fired forward here, looking for the runner Duyaku, and again an offside flag raised against him. RB Leipzig very wary of his pace. He seems to like waiting on the shoulder of the last defender, trying to get in as early as possible. He's not quite timed his runs correctly so far, and Leipzig as well seem to have a good line at the back. Just get the feeling if he does get the chance to break through, he may well take it. He's a clinical player. That's some lovely skill. And the ball down the left-hand side here. That was the ball they were looking for, and that's an excellent stretch there from Sterling. As tackles flying in again here, and that was late on Bidstrup, and we're going to see the first yellow cards here for Betzner. Well, it was a tackle that needed to be made, that's what he will say. taking one for the team here in the cup final. Correct decision, but didn't want Bidstrup to break away. And it's forwards here, and that's excellent goalkeeping. Hornung there, in where it hurts, up against Holm. Just thought he had a sneaky chance there of getting on the end of that ball, but the goalkeeper intercepting crucially with 12 minutes remaining of this first half. The ball is back at the feet here of Holm. Started this game very, very strongly indeed. Seems no Stuttgart have just got the measure of him at the moment, though. This is a tense first half to this final. Leipzig starting far better than their opponents, but in the last 15 to 20 minutes, you can see that Stuttgart, they've got their passing sorted. They've settled into the match. Although here is a possible break forward for Hoppe, I think it was, of Leipzig. And we break up the other end, and again, it's Jekyll who gets it away. And that's a nice crossfield ball, and the flag raised, though, out on that far side, up against Hartmann. Just that one yellow card so far for Bitzner, despite this being a very competitive game. That's in behind the defender here, and they've got to the byline. Stuttgart, can they deliver? Well, that was absolutely brilliant positioning there from Frederik Jekyll. And the corner for Stuttgart. Just for once there, Talabidi misjudging the ball when he was helped out by his defensive colleague. And you can see what that means to Daniel Teufel. He thought that his team were in there. So it's Bitzner to go across and take this corner then for Stuttgart. 9 minutes left on the clock in the first period. Swings it in. It's flicked on, and the chance at the far stick. Just slipping there, I think, Duyaku, as the ball came towards him. Bit of frustration there for him. As again they get to the byline, Stuttgart. Delivered towards Hartmann there. Didn't quite reach him, though. And the deep cross in, and the chance for Hartmann again. Well, they're knocking on the door here, Stuttgart, as we get towards the end of the first half. It was a bit of an uncomfortable one for him. A lovely ball in towards him there from Lockel. Rather than playing the ball down the left-hand side, just going for the first-time ball in. As again, the ball is sent bouncing down the field. It was allowed to bounce a bit too much for me by the Stuttgart defence on that occasion, but they did well to nod it back to Hornung. The clearance blocked there by Holm. The ball breaks here just for Bidstrup. Nice and skillful from him. Now looking for the ball through, and an air swipe there. As the ball was just, I think, nudged away from the attacker. Well, fine margins here at the moment at either end. Yaku. 4 goals, as I said, from him so far in this cup run. In only 3 matches, he'd love to get his name on the score sheet as well in the final. That's Bidstrup here. Gets the cross in somehow. It falls to a white shirt. Can they blast it home? It's a double save from the goalkeeper. Absolutely unbelievable after that scramble. Hartmann unable to finish, and it's a head in hands moment for him. Oh dear, Holm there forcing the double save. In fact, it was there. Wow, a tremendous double save there from the keeper, Hornung. Oh, corner then. Can they make this dominance count here? Leipzig. Hartmann in with the corner. Couldn't find one of his players, though. Well, that's by far the best chance of the game so far on 40 minutes then for either team. Leipzig with it, and well, the hero so far for Stuttgart will be Hornung. Maybe a wake-up call there as well for Stuttgart then. He could easily have fallen a goal down there, as Holm had that double opportunity. Long ball forward there, and easily seen off by Talabidi. And then the foul coming in from Hartmann. Just tugging back Gunesh. So a chance then for Stuttgart to get the ball into the box. It's immediately taken, and good alert defending there was Holm, who had got back to help out. And more nice skill down the right this time, but it's Mekkonen who comes away with the ball. Leipzig on the counter here. Can they make it count though? No, not quite. The ball back towards Mekkonen on the stretch there from Hartmann, a little bit inaccurate. So goalless then, with 3 minutes to go in the first half. But Hornung with a tremendous double save to keep it that way. As Holm for Leipzig had 2 opportunities in quick succession. The ball is well won by Stuttgart there in midfield. It won't fall to anyone though, due to the diligent defending from Kraus. As here they go again, Stuttgart, and the block there. Well, they're protecting Niklas Müller really, really well. Defenders getting the ball clear again there. And another corner. I think that RB Leipzig will be disappointed they're not ahead here, given their start at 100 miles per hour and that double save from Hornung a couple of minutes ago. But it's Stuttgart who are ending the half very strongly. That's a lovely piece of skill there from Lockel. Seems a very confident young man. Zaidonis now delivering the early ball forward, and it's caught Leipzig out completely here. The shot comes in, and it's into the outside of the net there. The first opportunity there from Diaku. And there you can see how dangerous he is. They just weren't concentrating there, Leipzig. Just for a second, they just switched off and immediately was firing in the shot. And again here, Stuttgart pushing forward, and the cross deflected into the arms of the keeper, Müller. Well, they'll accept that, Leipzig. Coming on strong here, Stuttgart. So Ziegelhoff there getting that cross in. He's only 16 years old and featuring in the Under-19 Cup final. And with great potential. And Stuttgart, well, they've really taken a hold of this game here. Got a grip of it finally. And they'll go in at half-time. It looks as though we're going to end goalless. And, well, it's going to be a fascinating second half. It's all square. Deadlocked at 0-0. Leipzig will feel they should have the lead, but it's Stuttgart who ended by far the stronger. A great double save, though, from their goalkeeper, Hornung, keeping it goalless. Diaku just showing how dangerous he can be right at the end. Join us in 15 minutes or so for the second half of this cup final. welcome back then to the second half of Cup Final Day. It is the Under-19s Junior Cup Final between Leipzig and Stuttgart. It's goalless at half-time, but not for the want of trying. Red Bull Leipzig started off really quickly in this match. They were dominating for a good 20-25 minutes before Stuttgart started to get their passing game together. Chances at either end, the best falling to Leipzig 5 minutes before half-time. A great double save from Hornung, denying Holm. And so he's the hero so far for Stuttgart. They almost nicked a goal coming towards the end of the first half as Duyaku, their top scorer, managed to break through for the first time in the game. But he shot into the side netting from the edge of the box. So let's see what happens then in this second half. It doesn't look as though we've had any changes from either team. And so Stuttgart, of course, looking for the double in the next week. They face Borussia Dortmund next week in the final for the Bundesliga Championship. But first of all, they've got to pick up the cup here. It's Leipzig appearing in their first cup final at this level. And it's Stuttgart on the attack from the off here, and a good sharp save there from Niklas Müller. So 1 minute in and already Müller stretched. So a decent attempt there from just outside the box, and he'll be happy with that. The man who is actually second choice keeper, with Kral, the normal goalkeeper, out. So in comes the corner, and it's good hands initially by the keeper again, and he gathers on the second attempt. It looks as though Stuttgart looking to start quickly, although Leipzig equally so. The cross coming in and just evading Hartmann there at the far stick. Well, what a start to the second half we've had. The first half was highlighted by plenty of effort from both sides, but we didn't see too many chances, in fairness, but already the second half really open. That's the clearance here from Hornung. So, of course, this is the warm-up to the main event tomorrow, the Senior Cup Final. Leipzig also featuring in that one up against Bayern Munich. And as I mentioned in the first half, these two sets of players will get their medals tomorrow evening before the Cup Final is played. Lovely experience for the under-19s to feature in the German showpiece. Long ball forward from Stuttgart here out of defence, looking to attack the channels early in this second half. That's good midfield play. Duyaku here looks up and he takes on the strike as well, and again Müller is stretched. Well, looks as though Stuttgart have really got the grip between their teeth here. Oh, at the moment, the RB Leipzig defenders not doing enough as they were in the first half to defend here for Müller. And he turns that shot away for the next corner for the Swabian side. In comes the delivery. Up high, it's nodded back down. Off the line and into the back of the net, though. There is the opener. And it's fully deserved after a cracking start here to the second half from Stuttgart. Well, it's a massive pile on. There was a bit of a pinball around the box before it was finished off. And it is Igloff, the 16-year-old. Oh, well, he absolutely smashed the ball home. The youngster there, playing in the cup final. And what a moment that is for him to make it 1-0 to Stuttgart on 50 minutes. Well, they'll be hoping that they can now see this out, but Leipzig will come straight back at them here. Well, from a neutral perspective, that's probably the best thing that could have happened. An early goal in the second half. It's the only thing we really lacked in the first. As finally Stuttgart have punished Leipzig for a slightly sleepy start to this second half. Well, the double is certainly on here at the moment for Stuttgart. And Hotman gets away here, just trying to dribble down the left-hand side. The ball just broke away from him, though. Gunesh with the next ball in. And the Stuttgart team have really flown out of the blocks in this second half. Obviously, Daniel Teufel, his team talk at halftime, having the desired effect here. They may well, though, have a bit of defending to do here in the remaining 40 minutes or so. Let's here they come again, Leipzig. This is the turn from Hartmann. Just got away from him, though. And they'll be ruining those chances that they passed up in the first half. Holm being denied with a double save by Hornung. That is perhaps where the game really turned against the Leipzig side. What a start to the second half from Stuttgart, though. Stretching the keeper twice and then scoring from the corner. Igloff. Bidstrup. And the passing from Leipzig, though, just a little bit looser than it could have been. But we did see Tel Abidi coming forward. He was excellent in defence in the first half. Now he needs to try and fly forward as much as possible to get his team back into this. What a moment for Igloff. Stealing forward. That's smashed forward again by Stuttgart. Mack just caught in possession there. They'll be looking to the captain to try and drag their way back into this, Leipzig. After a bit of a shaky start, Stuttgart just get the feeling more than finding their feet as the cross comes in, and it's skewed well wide in the end from Holm. And it looks as though there's going to be the first change then. Amadadiso is coming on for Hartmann by the looks of it. Not much came off for Hartmann. And Amadadiso, the man replacing him, 10 minutes into the second half. So a bit more pace then for Stuttgart to deal with here, rather than the target man. Bidstrup feeds the ball forward, and this is the first run for Amadadiso. And was there a push in the box there? Well, the fans for Leipzig are appealing. It did look as though Mekkonen was about to get on the end of that ball before going to ground. The referee, though, unmoved. Sven Jablonski. Now Kraus for Leipzig, who have kept their chins up here, and they've made an attacking move with this man Amadadiso. Now Gunej just caught in possession. All forward for Holm here. There's not a lot of space out there for the Leipzig players, but they have found Talabidi here on the right-hand side. Lovely cross and 1-1. Well, that is a cracking equaliser. And it's the man Mekkonen arriving at the far stick. Perfectly timed run. Well, what a cup final this has been in the second half. This is far more entertaining than the first. We've already had 2 goals with only 12 minutes on the clock, and that's the equaliser. And what a cross that was from the right-hand side from Talabidi. Wow. We're back all square. Wow, that is very annoying for Daniel Teufel. The ball just breaking out to the right-hand side. No one was covering Talabidi at all. He's in acres. And he picks out a beauty of a cross. And the header right into the top corner. Terrific run forward from Mekkonen. And well, we could have ourselves a really classic final half hour ahead of us here. Of course, it does end all square. We will go to extra time. And then penalties as Leipzig, their tails are well and truly up here. The little ball in, though, just coming off the defender as they're putting everything into this. It was Majacek trying to break down the right-hand side. Oh, wow, this is much more like it in the Junior DFB Cup final. We could be in for a thriller here. Well, it looked as though Stuttgart were well on top when they scored that opener on 50 minutes through Egloff. But only 6 minutes later, Mekkonen's header levelling the scores up. So, Holm, the man who yesterday turned 18, in your picture there, was denied with a double save in that first half by Hornung. And again, the challenges flying in as we come up towards the hour mark here. So it looks as though the change for Leipzig with Hartmann coming off and Amadadiso coming on has given Stuttgart food for thought. It has worked so far, just giving a little bit of extra space maybe for the attacking players, but there is ball over the top, rather inaccurate, the sub. At the moment, it's the Leipzig players who are first to every ball. It's a tremendous boost for them to get that leveller pretty quickly after the opener from Stuttgart. They've reacted really well. Talabidi forward for Amadisio. No one there for the ball through. A relief there for Stuttgart, who left Talabidi in acres of space to deliver the cross for the goal scorer Mekkonen. There's a lovely trick here to make some space. Now the ball delivered in from Stuttgart, and Talabidi with a skewed clearance, only as far as Gunesh. And Talabidi will come speeding down the right-hand side again for Leipzig. Plenty of grass in front of him. He plays the ball in field. Now Mekkonen, what's he going to do this time? He takes on the shot. It's deflected on its way through and into the arms there of Hornung. Well, it's all Leipzig at the moment. The tension here, you can cut it with a knife at the moment. Stuttgart thought their double dreams are well and truly on, having taken the lead. Leipzig have reeled them back in, although that's a cracking cross on the right-hand side. Now the follow-up chance, and just wide. Well, it's Igloff again with the opportunity. Egloff does seem to be the real danger man for Stuttgart at the moment. And the ball forward from Müller is picked up again by Stuttgart, who are trying to assert their authority again. Man winning the free kick. And barely any stoppages in this game when there are free kicks. The lads are taking on as soon as they can. You can see just a little bit of rain here in Potsdam, which will add to the drama. Ball again sent bouncing down the field by Stuttgart, but an offside flag raised. Mack, the captain, with the quick free kick. That's just over 25 minutes to go now in this Junior Cup final. And the second half has been terrific. And Reuter trying to get down the right-hand side, just stopped by Hopper. It looks as though Stuttgart are going to make their first change here. So Gunesh is the man going off. And Kleinhansel, the man coming on. So let's see what kind of an effect he can have in the final 25 minutes here. It's a nice bit of skill here. And the ball just arriving at the feet, though, of a Leipzig defender. Oh, just a chance for a breather after all that drama early in the second half. There's Klein. Hansel tries to go forward for the first time, and he's brought down by Talabidi. And Talabidi is given the yellow card. That's the second of the game. Betznav Stuttgart also in the book. Talabidi, well, it's been excellent in this final so far, but just a blot on his copybook there. Now the ball delivered in. All that time unable to find a red shirt, but they will try and keep the pressure on here as the ball breaks to them in the box. And it's a lovely piece of play, and it should end up in the back of the net, and it does. Well, on the second opportunity again there, Egloff is the man with the finish. Well, what a final he's having. Egloff at the double. And he reacted so quickly to the ball rebounding back to him. Well, 2-1 Stuttgart midway through the second half, as it was clever, quick play here. The ball coming back to him off his own player, in fact, and then beating the keeper Müller. All ends up. Oh, the ball rebounding off Hotman. And, well, that is wonderful stuff from the 16-year-old. Really making a name for himself here. Looking to lift the cup for Stuttgart, and well, Daniel Teufel doesn't look particularly happy, even so, as we see a crunching challenge coming in from Kopf there on Talabidi. Brave man, Mr. Kopf. As now we'll see what Leipzig are really made of. They managed to hit back quickly, having gone a goal down early in the second half. Can they do it again now? Well, this second half has been absolutely wonderful. All three goals coming in the opening 18 minutes here. Sorry, 23 minutes. The first goal coming 18 minutes ago, of course. And, well, very, very passionate final. As it's just a man down out on the far side here. A bit of a worry for Leipzig. Just looks like a bit of a calf injury here. It's Kraus who is down, indeed. So Leipzig just down to 10 men temporarily here, while Kraus gets some treatment off the field, and Stuttgart will look to exploit that, having just gone 2-1 to the good. They will know that they need a cushion here against this dangerous RB Leipzig side. And at the moment, it's Igloff who is on a hat-trick, unbelievably. Leipzig had their tails well and truly up after getting that equaliser, and Stuttgart doing well to break through again. It's got to be said, showing real heart there. And things were going slightly against them, although Leipzig looking to strike back again. A shot blocked at the edge of the box, though. 20 minutes to go. Well, stick with us here because this has been a tremendous second half of football provided by both teams in this Junior Cup final. As Amadizio, it was just a little bit hard in there. And it looks as though there is going to be a change here again for Leipzig. So Talabidi is coming off, and Majkowiak, the man arriving. Talabidi has been really excellent in this game, but obviously exhausted. Majkowiak is the man to replace him. So fresh legs. The push in the back there as Leipzig were trying to fly forward. Hotman doing well to win the free kick there. Igloff just caught in possession there. But he's had a fine final at the double as Bidstrup here. Lovely ball, and just the offside flag popping up against Majacek. Oh, the time ticking down pretty quickly in this final. Time has flown by as it's been plenty of fun. You see Christian Wurns, the former Dortmund defender. Over 2,500 fans here in Potsdam to watch this final, and they've been treated to some great entertainment, particularly in this second half. The game has exploded into life. And it's Stuttgart at the moment who have their noses in front against Leipzig by 2-1. This is Kleinhansel under a lot of pressure here. And they've done well there, Stuttgart, to play their way out of trouble, but it does fall to Kraus. And that's a disappointing ball through that. Too much on it, goes all the way through to Hornung, and he will hold on to this for as long as possible just to win some precious seconds. Well, it looks as though Alexander Blesin is going to introduce another new player onto the field. Looks as though Lukas Kruger is stripped and ready to come on. Not being introduced quite yet, but he's there ready to go. So 15 minutes to go then. Absolutely crucial 15 minutes as well for both sides. Leipzig looking to pick up the trophy on their first appearance in the final. Stuttgart looking to get the first part of a double. As it's going to be Leipzig replacing their goal scorer Mekkonen with Lukas Krüger. Well, he'll be playing bang up front, whereas Mekkonen was making more late runs towards the box. And he timed his run to perfection to get on the end of a cross from Talabidi to make it 1-1. That was a great goal. Now they need real attacking reinforcements. Has the ball just gone out of play there, has it? Yes, indeed. Kleinhansel thought that he could get away from him, as we see Kevin Karanja as well has made his way to Potsdam to watch this junior final. Former Stuttgart striker. Well, he won the cup twice himself. As we see Lukas Krüger here, his first main action is just the foul there. So at the moment, Leipzig will feel that this game is slipping away from them. The ball rebounding nicely for them there. Stuttgart bringing it back immediately, but passing up the opportunity to go on the counter. Nervy minutes at the moment for Stuttgart. The long throw opportunity, and it comes for Leipzig. Szkowiak here is with the next throw. And Stuttgart come away with it. They want the free kick there, and the referee was looking straight at it. Didn't give anything, but play goes on here. And the goalkeeper having to come a long, long way out of goal there just to deny Dayaku. Well, this is on a knife's edge at the moment. Leipzig throwing a lot of men forward to try and get the equaliser. They're going for broke here. And you can see the reaction from Müller there. As the ball was delivered long down the pitch towards the dangerous Dayaku. And he just got there in time. Excellent goalkeeping from the 17-year-old. Now Stuttgart making their second change, and it looks as though Egloff, the hero so far, here he is with his second goal to put them 2-1 up. He's coming off the 16-year-old. Fantastic performance from him in this second half. And it looks as though Münst is the man coming on to replace him for the final 11 minutes, just to see this game out, I think. And well, you can see what Daniel Teufel thinks of his young star. Very thankful for his 2 finishes in this final so far. Yaku just thought he was away there, but he's been called back by the whistle for a previous infringement. Ten minutes remaining. Can Leipzig get the equaliser? Or will Stuttgart give themselves a cushion coming into the latter stages? Oh, coolly, they're back to Hornung by Per Lockel. As the players still putting everything into this final, leaving everything out on the pitch at the moment. Yes. Ball down the right-hand side, that's a poor one, an easy interception for Stuttgart, and then the challenge coming in from Stierlin, and the captain going into the book as well here. Things maybe just starting to slip away from Leipzig slightly as he got his timing all wrong there against Kleinhansel. Free kick to be played in here by Lockel. Again, it's a nice shape to it, but well defended by Leipzig. It comes back in again and deflected on its way for a corner for Stuttgart, looking to end strongly again. Remember, in the first half, they were very strong at the end of that period, and they'll want to make this count here. 2-1 up with time ticking away. They will think if they can make it 3-1, they've got their hands on the trophy and the first part of that double that they're looking for. As the signal goes up from Lockel about his delivery here. Cleared at the near stick though. As Bitzner just caught in possession there by the on-rushing player. As Kruger, who gave Stuttgart something to think about. And now it's the other captain who's in trouble. Luca Mack going into the book. And just clipping the heels there. He knew exactly what he was doing. Well, the two captains now both on yellow cards. The free kick comes in and the header just floated there towards Hornung. No real danger at all. Stuttgart have dealt with the threat from Leipzig much better than after the first goal that they scored, as there's a chance from distance there from Amadadicio. So, another attacking change for Leipzig, throwing everything forward now. Max Winter on for Marcel Hoppe. So that's their fourth and final change then of the night. And they'll be hoping just by packing the box that something will drop their way. And they can get a late level up. Could be in for a grandstand finish here with 5 minutes to go. There's the ball there. Back to Niklas Müller. He's impressed here, I have to say. Replacement for Kral, who is out for the rest of the season. That's nice goalkeeping from Hornung as well. Coming out to the edge of the box, just controlling his penalty area, as you'd want him to do. But Leipzig certainly up for the fight here with 5 minutes remaining. 2-1 down, but certainly not out of this by any stretch of the imagination. There's another foul comes in from Max Winter. That's a lovely little free kick, just dropped into the run of Kleinhansel here. Bidstrup struggling to get back, but he did it, the Dane. And I think the muscles just starting to ache here. So another corner then for the Swabian side. More defending for Leipzig to do. This is not the end of the field. They will want to be playing their football. As in comes the high corner, and that's a really good take there from Niklas Müller. We've seen some excellent goalkeeping at both ends of the field here in the closing stages of this cup final. Yaku just trying to get free. We've only seen him really in space once in this game towards the end of the first half when he hit the side netting and showed how dangerous he can be. As the ball might break for him here. He's through on goal. There's no flag and it's just wide. Well, he could have finished it off there and won his side the cup for sure. But the clinical finish just eluding him. Great run from him though. And he did everything right, just couldn't find the target. Well, that is a boost then for Leipzig. They'll have thought they were going to be 3-1 down there as the top scorer's running through. Hasn't turned out that way. And they're still in this with 2.5 minutes remaining. So much tension out there. And I think that Müller would have been very, very happy to turn around and see that go wide of the post. He makes himself big. He puts pressure on Yaku. And then he gets that bit of luck that the ball fizzed wide of the post. Wow, Stuttgart really strong defensively at the moment. They seem very well organised and they're more than happy just to sit in there and go on the counter-attack. It very much suits their players, the likes of Yaku. And they're just keeping Leipzig at the moment at arm's length in what has been a really wonderful second half to this Junior Cup final in Germany. The first half, the players just feeling each other out, and explosive in this second half. The opener coming on 50 minutes from Egloff. The leveller only 7 minutes later from Mekkonen. And then Egloff again scoring for 2-1 at the double. As we're into the final minutes of regular time. Is there going to be a sting in the tail here for Stuttgart, or are they going to be celebrating in the next couple of minutes? Perhaps the first half of their double that they want to claim. A big week ahead for them. The final in the Bundesliga coming up next week against Borussia Dortmund. And it's an ideal warm-up for them as well. Now Stuttgart are just going to run the clock down here by making another change. So it's going to be Dayaku who is withdrawn. Didn't have the greatest of luck, could have finished it off a couple of minutes ago. And it's Chitinkaya who is coming on to replace him in time added on. And can't imagine there's too much time added on here. Well, 3 minutes then for Stuttgart to survive here. And they certainly have players who can keep hold of the ball when required. But they do look as though they fancy finishing it off properly with the third goal. Whenever they have the ball, they do want to go forward. As the ball is thumped clear again out of defence by Stuttgart. 1 minute of the 3 have gone already. Amada Dizio. And it's floated in towards Holm, and it ends up in the arms of Hornung. That will do very nicely indeed for Stuttgart. More frustration for Leipzig there. As the ball came in, and it's really strong defending against him just to interrupt his run. No foul, that's for sure. As a late shot comes in, that's rather hopeful from Hartmann there. So, one last roll of the dice here. A minute remaining of this cup final. Leipzig with the ball. Long ball all the way up the field, and it's out of play. They want the corner, Leipzig. It's going to be a corner, and Müller is going up there as well. Well, tremendous tension here. Stuttgart leading by 2-1. The corner to come in from Leipzig, though. So in it comes, and it's cleared by Stuttgart. That will do for them at the moment. Anywhere will do. Müller goes across to retrieve the ball. And, well, now the chance with Müller. Well out of goal. It's Hartmann, one-on-one with the keeper. He goes for the chip, and it's well over the bar. A massive opportunity to finish that off there from Hartmann. Well, the final whistle goes anyway, and Stuttgart win the cup by 2-1. Egloff at the double, and look at those celebrations. Very, very relieved as Leipzig came on strong against them. But those 2 goals from Egloff in the second half, enough for Stuttgart to win the Junior DFB Cup. And that's, they hope, will be the first half of their double. They go into the game next week against Dortmund full of confidence. And it is a terrific win for them as well. I will leave you with the celebrations here on a tremendous evening. Thank you very much for joining us. And commiserations, though, if you are an RB Leipzig fan. We'll see you next week for the Dortmund game.